work till Monday. Boom, 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 boom. It's Aloha. It's Aloha Friday. No work till you sing the song. Welcome to the show. As that guy with the big nose used to say. Aloha, kakahia kakako, aloha mai kako. I'm Kimo Kahuano.
This is Ikai Kakawano.
And Leilani Kupahumrino.
Along with our engineer, Min. We are here, and the whole reason is because we're here to serve you.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. We have a beautiful show coming up, and we want to thank our sponsors for the program, and that's PSET and its Pelletron companies. I'm Mocha McClellan and Harvard Kim at the top. Wendell Jung, who's in charge of PSET, and along with Mahealani McClellan, the executive board. And aloha to each and every one of you. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your morning, wherever you are. If just perchance you have fallen on this station and you're in Chicago, hi there. Aloha, wherever you are.
Yep.
Could be Washington, D.C., could be West Coast, could be anywhere in the world. We thank you very much for joining us this morning. And it's a beautiful morning. I got a little excited.
You did.
You noticed how the gravel started coming into my voice. Hello. Hello. But what we really need to do at this point is kind of share with you some ridiculous things. No, I'm sorry. They call it the news.
The news. I think what's not in the news, what I didn't see this morning, what should be in the news is that, is it just me or does time seem to be moving faster?
Oh, it's going fast.
I swear, as I was driving here this morning, I was like, there's no way that 5 minutes just passed.
Oh.
That's impossible. There was just 1 minute, 5 minutes went on.
And then we're
Ladies
almost
and
at the
gentlemen.
end of the year.
Wow, see, it's not just you folks. It's Ikaika too.
When the youth start saying.
It's just moving. It's just. I'm like, what? It was just. It was just 5:30. Now it's like 5:35.
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's so
But it
sad.
should be 5:31.
You know that. See, that's the difference between
moving too
generations. If you take generations, right? I'm looking at. Got to get going. Got to be there early. Bum, 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 bum. So what do we have to do to start and get it going? Right. And the next generation is going. Amazing! That 5 minutes went so fast.
It went like that. How did you do that?
The interpretation. And what's the woman's interpretation of time, dear?
Because I just said, my dad just said, time's going to fly by. No. And Ikaika, you're absolutely right.
It's doing more than that.
I cannot believe how fast time is flying.
Right?
So it's 2 against 2. Huh? Take my
Not
side now,
against anyone.
babe.
It's just
Oh,
our
my
own
side, okay.
perspectives. All
All right,
good.
we got to keep them moving. So anyway, just a lot of things, like people not getting vaccinated for measles.
Yeah.
So what happens is, oh no, I'm good.
Right.
Remember, your brother was saying that. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, and then he got the measles from somebody
On the football
on the
team.
North Shore.
Oh, I think
was on the North Shore with his kid.
Oh.
And they were at the beach, and
Oh, Haku was.
Then he caught
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's like chickenpox. The first time I heard of shingles was because an adult had gotten shingles, and they said it was because they didn't have their chickenpox immunization.
Right.
And so that, that also led me to believe, as adults, how impacting those
and today,
vaccinations can be.
and see, because
Or
of
not
today,
have.
the world being so
Yes.
And things
small.
evolving
now,
so quickly.
evidently,
Oh,
the places where you
yes.
can get, the measles is like Philippines, Thailand, all that area, Indonesia. Okay, so you must be careful if you're traveling. Okay, make sure you get your
absolutely.
vaccinations.
Well, and before you travel, also too, they always tell you that you have these certain, if you're going to a certain area, there's these certain vaccinations that you have to
You're
have.
supposed to have.
You're supposed to
Yeah.
have before you go.
Well, I was
Take
even
them.
This is not vaccinations, but it's about the coconut trees. And I was saying to your dad yesterday, how is it that these coconut beetles, if they're isolated to one area,
Rhinoceros,
and now the concern is Waikiki.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, of it getting to Waikiki, and I was like, how do those guys find their way if there's that, just a small group of them, but
Okay.
they can explode into.
Let me tell you how ridiculous that
Alright.
is.
You can't
Okay. Let me tell you how
Stop them.
ridiculous that scenario is. Number one, obviously we had a problem because they
Yes.
put up traps.
Yes.
Okay, all over.
We saw them on the golf course.
We saw them on the golf course. We saw them in other places all over. They
Rhino
put up
beetle
traps.
traps?
Yeah.
What are they saying? Oh, we're just observing, and then when it gets really bad, like we can't handle it, oh, then we'll get funding.
And now
Duh.
we have $2 million, but it's still not probably going to be enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough
Get rid of that.
for that pest. Okay, but people in Japan made them pets.
The rhino beetles.
Yeah, the rhino beetles and other forms of the beetles. So they used to put them in little cages,
Oh, yeah.
and they go around. These are our pets.
Oh,
How's that?
well, that's cool. Give them some
Yeah.
instruments.
So everybody,
Not bad.
catch your rhinoceros beetle and make it your pet. Okay, either
do
that
have big
or
bags.
lights out for the rhinoceros
New
beetle.
transportation.
You two having your own joke session? Okay, so okay, what else is in the news that's really important?
Anna this morning, she's moving up towards Canada. She hasn't died down.
Yeah, Anna
She's a fierce woman.
Anna Kournikova.
Well, I mean, the big news is obviously is of course the like we were talking about, you know, viruses, bacteria, whatever, is the
Yeah.
Ebola virus, and
Yeah.
another doctor contracted it
Right.
in New York, and
Right.
so
in
it's
New
like-
York.
Yeah,
Now-
in New
Now
York.
they got to go check his trail of people that he left behind.
Yeah, and
right.
he just came back from Guinea.
Yeah. So it's amazing what can happen if you don't take care. And if you have any doubts, then go to the health officials immediately,
Mhm.
right? Because preventive is something that can save your life.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the scary thing.
Provided you're the right kind of person that they'll treat. Okay. Good. So
You just hope it doesn't become one of these things where it's like, you know how we're still counting it on like one hand or two hands or whatever, these like
No,
minimal
no,
amount of
no,
cases.
they're-
You just
they're-
don't want it to like go out of control.
but the
We
possibilities
stop
are
counting
hundreds
so
of
many.
people.
That's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
right?
Yeah.
And can be thousands. Okay. So yeah, on your hand? No, I don't think so. Not anymore. Also, the other real important Big Island.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
lava has picked up.
Yeah.
I mean, picked up. So
Yeah.
now they're in, you know, that
Yeah.
immediate. We're going to see what happens exactly on the Big Island of Hawaii
Jeez.
and how they treat this. But fortunately, they have meetings. They are prepared,
Yeah,
and
keeping
they're-
communication
it's going to be a sad
going.
day, but looks like it's going to be an inevitable thing. You know that may happen. So
Yeah.
we just want to send our aloha
Yes.
to Hawaii Island
Aloha
to all those
Hawaii
people who are
Island.
affected.
And you know, there was another story in the news talking about how like we've achieved record levels of rainfall. Have you
Yeah.
felt this?
Yeah,
have
yeah,
you
yeah.
seen this?
Yeah,
Have
at this
you?
time of year.
For this time, okay. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not that.
For this time of
that
year.
much rain. Come on, it's a little bit of rain.
Well,
But-
fast rain. It's not like it happened,
Right.
you know,
Flash flooding
over a
type
consistent
rain.
time. It was just flash flood,
Yeah.
you know, heavy rains, just 11 inches of rain on the Big Island of Hawaii. Even though the island is big, it's still a lot of rain. 11 inches.
The downpours
Kaboom!
have been big lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So you're right. We are getting a lot of rain, you know, and we got a lot of humidity and a lot of sweat. So you had to sweat to the rain. Ugh.
That's true. That's true. It
Yeah.
would be nice for it to be nice and cool, and hopefully that's coming soon because it's still a little hot and humid.
No, but here's the best. Here's the best. It's sweaty. It's hot.
It is, yeah.
You go, and here's everybody going. Yeah, I'm keeping in shape. I got the headphones on.
burn off that.
I'm keeping in shape. I'm burning it off. I'm burning it off. Oh man, it's crazy. I'm
Well,
tired already.
Because you can sweat even more. So yeah, you can burn off faster.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully we brought you up to date, folks. If there's anything else, it's not important.
Well, there's some obviously
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
big national news. But
Yeah, we.
No.
Oh no, you were asking for it.
Are you saying something?
Well, no, there was big national news. You know, with the security that had been breached again over at the White House.
That's
Someone
big
got-
news.
Yes.
No.
After they had all
That's
this
somebody
big-
jumping over the fence into a
And the
house.
dogs got
Oh,
it this time.
It's the White House.
Yes.
And the dogs
The
got
big
it.
White House.
Gee, they put dogs. Gee,
Smart,
must
yeah,
have been because of the
this
last guy. Oh boy. Ba-ba-ba-boos, ba-boos, 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 ba-ba-ba-boos, ba-boos, 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 ba-ba-ba-boos. Only at the White House can people jump the fence. And the dog attacks because they learned the lesson. They let the other guy go into the room and get lost and finally found him and then he poof, put him in jail. Okay. So, is that
yeah.
okay?
Well,
Yeah.
that was I thought that was
Not
big news again.
Yeah, not that big news. I think what the president is saying is pretty big news because it, you know. Speaking of what the president is saying,
Yes.
we'd like to have a moment of silence
Okay.
for all the political ads that have been
Yeah. So-
negative towards the dignity of mankind and womankind and father and mother kind and kiki kind. Can we just have a moment of silence? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I just have never heard such things like, oh, he did this, he never said that. We got partial quotes that are being used as statements. So let us pray for these people, Lord. Let's pray for these people that they can come back. Come back to reality. Election day is coming, and the best way to fight any kind of, Lily and all this stuff, Pilikia, these troubles, vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like, I think no vote, no grumble. That's okay, but it doesn't really tell you how important voting is.
And we were the lowest state.
Lowest
turnout.
And so obviously, it's not that caption that speaks to people's hearts. It's about responsibility.
Right.
It's about caring about who is taking care of those political offices that are important to you. And if you don't know, find out. Knowledge is your freedom. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Did we get our moment of silence? Oh, that silence went by real fast, yeah? Oh, we back to
That's
speaking.
amazing. And there's only one Portuguese in the room.
And you know what? No matter what happens in the world,
That is amazing. It's
coming
amazing.
up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Ikaka with sports.
What?
But first, let's hear the traditional music of this station. Okay. Oh, okay. So
Now your dad's Italian. That one's a goy.
take it away to the music of Hawaii.
That's right. Facebook.com/Aloha Friday Morning Show, the TuneIn app.
I'm Kimo Kahono.
This is Ika Kawano.
And Leilani Kupaho Marino.
And Min, our fearless engineer, behind the camera. And we also have sports.
That's right. Sports times, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6:22. I'm Ika Kawano. Go sports! Well, ready or not, here it comes. The NBA, that is, the NBA preseason is now well underway, and perhaps the greatest story of them all is the return of Derrick Rose after having been out for the past 2 seasons with just a flurry of knee issues. But the silky one is back, and more importantly, looking like he hasn't even missed a step. So hopefully he can stay healthy for the long haul, because the silky Rose is a fun player to watch when he's full throttle. And in Major League Baseball, baseball's most coveted crown, the World Series, is underway.
Whoa.
And it looks like we may have a dogfight 6 or 7 gamer on our hands here.
Unbelievable.
The Giants took Game 1 in a romp with the Royals, looking a little unsettled in uncharted waters, but came back to rout Game 2 with a magical 6th inning turnaround to win 7-2. The series now heads over to San Francisco for the next 3 games, which are today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So if the Giants play their cards right, they could have this enchilada wrapped up in time to make evening mass on Sunday. But the Royals think they have found that magic and have the combination to the 2014 World Series title. So stay tuned. We'll
who shakes up and who
That's
gets
right.
down.
It's a big series. And the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors had a chance to break a road losing streak of biblical proportions last week in San Diego, but the officials just had to get in the way yet again.
Oh, no kidding.
I watched the whole game. Coming off a Hail Mary that was answered with 5 seconds left in the first half with Woolsey's 40-yard prayer to wide receiver Marcus Kemp, the Bows had the momentum heading into the locker room.
Right.
They were down 10-7, coming off a Hail Mary. So much so that on the opening kickoff in the second half, speed specialist Keenan Evaliko had a 102-yard kick return called back.
What?
Due, in my opinion, to a purchased holding penalty.
Oh, purchase, baby.
I believe someone threw a little bit of money there.
Something's wrong
Yeah.
there.
Never heard
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
purchased.
You saw him, man. You saw the replay.
I saw the replay.
Oh, we were robbed again.
What a surprise. Well, the Bulls now 1-1 in conference play, suit up in retro green and whites tomorrow night for homecoming versus 4-3 Nevada Wolfpack, which will be aired live on Oceanic pay-per-view at 6 p.m. Hawaii time. And on the local gridiron, high school football, after a 1-year hiccup, the Kahuku Red Raiders are back in the OAI title game. Kessie Ahoy scored on a 4-yard touchdown run with 10 seconds remaining to survive a frantic Farrington rally as the Red Raiders pulled out a 21-14 heat-pumping victory last night at Aloha Stadium. Quarterback Tuli Willie Matagi made the most of his 5 completions, throwing for 205 yards and 2 big touchdowns as the Red Raiders clinched a berth in the state tournament. More importantly, the 8-1 Red Raiders will return to the OAA title game for the 6th time in the last 7 years, when it faces the pretty formidable 10-0 Mililani Trojans on Halloween next Friday. The undefeated Trojans routed the Campbell Sabres last night 47-15 to clinch their berth in the OAA title game. And in high school girls volleyball, Kamehameha celebrated its 5-set girls volleyball victory over the Buff and Blue Punahou with cheers, hugs, and tears. The number 1 ranked Warriors defeated host Buff and Blue 25-22, 21-25, 27-25, 18-25, and 15-12. To win the ILH Division I title on Thursday or yesterday.
No kidding.
Yep. But they lost their starting setter and leader Kamalani Akeo, possibly for the season with a knee injury.
Oh.
The Warriors finished the regular season 15-0. They're undefeated.
Shoo.
Yep. And the second ranked Buff and Blue finished 12-3. Both teams will play in the state tournament that starts next Friday, and Kamehameha is the defending state champion women's girls volleyball.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. And there's your look at sports on Aloha Friday.
Speaking of that, our first guest is a Punahou grad.
Oh,
Oh.
probably not too happy about last night's news.
Oh, well, you know, you can't have everything.
Yeah, you sure can.
But it's going to be really nice. In just a few minutes, we'll be meeting Miss Kaka'ako, who's going to vie for the title of Miss Hawaii USA.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And a lot of credits, a lot of wonderful things she's done already. So this is just another, another door opening.
Yes.
And she's going to take it. We'll find out why in just a few minutes. I'm Kibo Kahuano.
This is Ivan Kawano.
And Leilani Kupahu Marino.
And this program is brought to you by
Peace and its Peloton companies.